are waiting to greet Kevin Keegan as he leads the side out. A partisan reception for Keegan from one end of the ground, and a generous round of applause from the other, because the Kop haven't forgotten. Well, for a third round cup tie, this already is developing into quite a night. Not just because of Kevin Keegan's return, but because the supporters here also have a great affection, as indeed the Newcastle fans do now, for Terry McDermott. And perhaps a good time now to check on the two teams. Kenny Dalglish, hoping to come out of hospital tomorrow, has in fact broken that cheekbone in 4 places. So Michael Robinson comes in at number 7, and that is the only Liverpool team change. For Newcastle United, who are unchanged, might help you to know the formation if you don't see them play very often. The back 4 is Anderson, Saunders, Roeder and Ryan. The midfield is McDermott, McCreary and Kenny Wharton. And the 2 players up front with Keegan are Peter Beardsley and Chris Waddle. Quite a lot of experience in the Newcastle side, Jimmy, in addition to Kevin Keegan and Terry McDermott. David McCreary there, an international player.
Yes, and the man who's been a sub at Wembley twice, a pacey player, and I think one who really is appreciated as much by his teammates, if not more, than by the fans. He's a good player to have in your side. But Chris Waddle is the one I'm looking forward to watching. Number 9 there, a tall, willowy athlete, a lovely stride. He can take people on, and he really has a very sweet left foot if he gets within striking range of the goal. I think he scored 7 goals in 7 matches. Quite a player to keep an eye on tonight. And alongside him, Peter Beardsley is a player that interests me too. He was once on Manchester United books, and he went to Carlisle, then off to Vancouver Whitecaps in a strange kind of deal, and he's now back in Geordieland. He's a player like Gary Shaw, really a nimble front player who's got a trick or two up his sleeve. Very sleight of foot kind of player. If he's got the confidence to take people on in the area, then he'll make chances for himself and his colleagues.
So the supporters who followed this famous club down the years, wondering now, can they take on Liverpool and beat them here at Anfield? It's partly down to Keegan, not forgetting the others in the team, and the reason we've talked about Newcastle players rather than Liverpool men before the kick-off is simply because apart from him and McDermott, they may not be as well known. But Liverpool you know only too well. In their familiar red, Ian Rush, number 9, the top scorer, and Michael Robinson, who played in the final for Brighton last season and knocked out Newcastle and Liverpool on the way. The referee tonight, a former cup final referee, the reliable Keith Hackett from Sheffield. And Liverpool are defending the Kop end in the first half. John Anderson for Newcastle, then Nicol for Liverpool. Robinson off Anderson for the first corner. Quickly taken, Sammy Lee. Awkward header. Waddle is back there defending. Glenn Roeder is there too. Terry McDermott, who played in 3 European Cup finals for Liverpool, and they won them all. The target is Keegan. Alan Kennedy, a former Newcastle player, takes an injury in a challenge from Chris Waddle. Alan Kennedy, who played for Newcastle against Liverpool in the '74 final when he was 19. And Keegan scored 2 goals for the other team. They've swapped clubs since then. Phil Neal. Lee. Number 10, Craig Johnston. Good effort! He had a good match here against Manchester United on Monday and scored, and his confidence is high. Craig Johnston saw the goal and let fly with a right foot shot. Anderson for Newcastle. Johnston for Liverpool. Steve Nicol. Newcastle appealed against him, but it's a free kick to Liverpool. Souness is placing the ball, Lee is behind him. And Lee drives and forces a corner, for which Alan Hansen has come forward from the back. In for Johnson to flick it on at the near post, but a goal kick. Well, it's always difficult to wear the number 7 shirt here when you think who normally wears it and who wore it some years ago. Keegan was up too early. Glenn Roeder, former cup final captain. Little shuffle that we know so well. And he almost got them through the offside trap. Lawrenson for Liverpool, though. Fields for handball, the linesman saw it. John Ryan. Glenn Roeder, who captained QPR against Spurs in '82, but missed the replay when he was suspended. It's Lee with the kick, short to Souness. Here's Kennedy. Number 6, Hansen. Into Rush, but McCreer is there for Newcastle, and so is Waddle, who always prefers to use his left foot, even when he's on the right. As Jimmy Hill said, 7 goals in 7 games for Chris Waddle. Beardsley, Keegan. A long ball by Phil Neal. That's Wes Saunders covering Robinson. Seemed to be pushed there, Saunders, and a free kick given. And Rush putting Roeder under strain there at the back. He likes to play, he's an elegant footballer, Glenn Roeder. Well, Hansen ought to be able to beat Keegan in the air. This is Waddle. Quite a pacey opening 5 minutes then. That was Ryan. Johnston. And Ryan again for Newcastle. Keegan got it on the chest and also took a challenge from behind by Mark Lawrenson. So Newcastle can get people forward here. But they've pushed 5 others up with Keegan. This Anfield pitch looking in fine condition. It's quite a warm evening too for this time of the year. McDermott. Rush challenged him and got there again. Well, will Newcastle rise to the occasion, or will it perhaps overwhelm one or two of the younger players early on? There's rush for Liverpool. And the goalkeeper, Martin Thomas, scrambles the ball over the line for a corner. And Nicol with the flick, rushes in there, Robinson! Liverpool take the lead, and Michael Robinson is the scorer. Back after injury in Kenny Dalglish's shirt, the flick on by Nicol, the jump by Rush, Robinson's right foot, 1-0 to Liverpool. Liverpool don't score many goals from corners, but tonight they're bending them into the near post in the fashionable style, and as that one dropped, Robinson made no mistake. 8 minutes gone. Waddle. Rush. Lee. Robinson. He's waiting for support. Phil Neal. Souness. Lee behind him. Free kick given against Graham Souness. But what a good start for his Liverpool side. And a test now of Newcastle's nerve. Keegan. McDermott, Lee, Souness. Well played by Glenn Roeder. Beardsley, little touch, and a return to Beardsley from Kenny Wharton. Flag was up for offside, so it wouldn't have mattered. Well, he hasn't won the fans over yet entirely here at Anfield, Michael Robinson, but that goal will help. McDermott. Keegan. Foul by Mark Lawrence. McDermott, Waddle. Into Peter Beardsley. Challenge was by Steve Nicol, but the referee was well positioned and said goal kick. Jimmy Hill.
Interesting Newcastle using Waddle on the right, because you can see there that he is naturally left-footed and loves to cut inside and then use those little tiny wall passes. That's obviously going to be an attack in which they're going to try to make up for that rather bad start, really. A corner kick, should have defended better than that. Rush made it, and Robinson finished.
Flag was up for offside there, and the players didn't hear the whistle because there's so much noise inside the ground. Been playing for 10 minutes, and should anybody have just turned on, Liverpool lead 1-0. Keegan surrounded by red shirts. McDermott for Newcastle. Waddle. Anderson's made the extra man on the overlap. And Waddle unpredictable. Robinson again. Anderson. Beardsley, nice touch. Waddle. McDermott. Can he turn it inside Hansen? He can, but Lawrenson's covering. Beardsley was there. And Newcastle get a corner. No, Saunders and Anderson have gone up. Saunders number 5. Played short for Waddle. Anfield has been a good ground in cup matches for Liverpool for 10 years. They've only lost once here in 69 cup ties. The only team to win in that period, Brighton and Hove Albion last season. Rush with Roda. Just a touch from Keegan. Kennedy forward. Johnston a good flick. Steve Nicol playing his first cup tie tonight. First FA Cup tie, that is. Number 5 for Liverpool. Oh, what a good back heel by Roda. McDermott. And is he onside? It's Kenny Wharton, and the flag stayed down. Keegan's waiting in the centre, and Lawrenson came across with those long legs of his to avert the danger. Wharton beat the offside trap, because Liverpool, as usual, like to push up all in a line. Good back heel there by Glenn Roder a little earlier on. Well, if that near post corner is going to work, the coaches say the delivery has to be absolutely right. It wasn't then, but it was for Liverpool earlier when they scored. Beardsley. McDermott to Waddle. And Grobbelaar had a good view of that. There was a feeling in the Liverpool dressing room that they've been caught cold early in 1 or 2 recent matches, and they were determined to put that right tonight, and they have by scoring themselves in 8 minutes. It was a goal which took Michael Robinson in double figures for Liverpool, his 10th of the season. The Newcastle fans spreading into that Kenilworth Road stand as well, waving there from the seats. Terrific turnout, 11,000 from the northeast. McDermott. Neil for Liverpool. Waddle. And again. Wharton's made his run down the left, and he's beaten the offside trap for the second time, and Grobbelaar plays sweeper. McCreary. Ryan. Keegan's come short. McCreary. Been playing for a quarter of an hour here in the FA Cup third round. Liverpool 1, Newcastle 0. Anderson for Newcastle. Beardsley. McDermott's made a run through. Liverpool fans know those breaks of his through the inside right channel only too well, Jimmy.
He's ploughed that furrow before, definitely. It's interesting, really, to look at the Liverpool side. We often talk about the accuracy of their passing and the simplicity of it, but one of the things that it's impressed me tonight is the way in which they've tackled. Every man has competed, almost as if they're saying, we're not going to let Kenny Dalglish's absence affect us. And they really have been a copybook lesson in competing for that ball and tackling and winning tackles.
Here's Souness. Robinson back to Souness. Now Rush, is he onside? Robinson appears to be. They look for a flag. Never came. Johnston, Souness, Johnston, stretching there with Saunders, Hansen's header, McDermott, Waddle, well, he is hugging this right-hand side, as Jimmy Hill said, Chris Waddle, but he tends to spread to either flank and may well pop up on the left later in the game, I would think. Well, they keep hoping Keegan's going to win them in the air. That's McDermott. It's the Newcastle fans you can hear, despite the fact their side are a goal down. McCreary. Anderson, McDermott, nice play, Waddle, Keegan's off in the centre, Waddle goes inside too, shot struck Lawrenson, that was promising. McDermott, easy for the keeper, and the throw to Sammy Lee, who can't reach it. Wharton for Newcastle. And the Geordies having a generous share of the play for the moment, but that's when Liverpool can be so ominously dangerous, when they catch you coming out like this. Michael Robinson, Johnston. Although in Dalglish's absence there may be a reduction in the amount of cunning and imagination around that penalty area. Saunders. Newcastle haven't allowed the goal to unsettle them, they've come back strongly. Keegan left on the floor by Hansen, Waddle picks up the loose ball. Keegan again, McDermott. And they're still tangling on the floor, Keegan and Nicol. No malice, Beardsley. Good effort.
And there was that little cunning turn of Beardsley that I was talking about. Number 8 there. A lovely little wriggle he does when eventually he gets possession, and a pretty fierce shot. I think Grobbelaar had it covered. Goalkeepers Union will rather rightly claim there that that wouldn't have gone in anyway.
It came after 20 minutes. The score is 1-0 to Liverpool. For any latecomers, Michael Robinson the scorer in 8 minutes. Following a corner. Here's Johnston. Nicol to Kennedy. Now it's Souness. Tangling with McCreary. Keegan comes back to sort things out. Here's Nicol. And Johnston finding room. Nice through pass to Nicol. Oh, and he's gone alone. Johnston in support again. Steve Nicol, who's settled down on the left-hand side of midfield for Liverpool this season. Didn't pick up the chant there from the Newcastle fans. They were taunting Craig Johnston, who used to play for a north-east club, Middlesbrough. For Liverpool. Anderson with the header. Sammy Lee is following up here with McCreary. Play on. Souness. Well, the Kop are solemn compared to the Newcastle fans, but they've seen most things before, and they're quite satisfied that their team, the side chasing 4 trophies, Liverpool, are leading 1-0. It's Newcastle's cup final in a sense. For Liverpool, almost a routine match when you think of how many they've been through like this. Nicol. Oh, and Nicol got caught by Beard. This is Johnston. Both players are back on their feet. McCreary on the ball. Wharton, who often has been the furthest player forward as he comes from midfield, cutting off the keeper now. Kenny Wharton, who's making those runs to try and beat the offside game. But here's Alan Kennedy. Sammy Lee. 4 up with him. And it's Lee's shot, and well taken by Martin Thomas. From Sammy Lee. Roda. Souness. Gets it back from Lee, but it was a bit tight. Offside against Robinson. Well, they sang the Bladen Racers before the start, and they'll be singing it again if Newcastle can claw their way back into this cup tie. Been playing 25 minutes as Wharton tries to come through for Newcastle and earns a free kick. Left for Waddle, Souness away. 3 defenders back to mark the 2 attackers. McCreary. Lee. Rush. Well, Liverpool will be pleased about the early goal, because apart from that, there hasn't been too much invention about their attack. Maybe too early to say they're missing Kenny Dalglish, but certainly finishing hasn't been of the usual high order up to now. And Waddle predictably has switched wings. He's on the left now, looking for McDermott here. Try to get it back to Keegan. And the player running is Craig Johnston. He's got Robinson unmarked on the far side. The tackle was by Anderson, but the foul is given against Johnston. The bookmakers actually made Newcastle 6-1 against to win this match. That's how sure they were that Liverpool were going to go through, or at least have a draw anyway. But trying to pull the game round here is McDermott. Offside against Waddle. Incessant barrage of noise from the Newcastle fans away to our left. Here's Wharton. Can the team respond? That's the big question. But responding for Liverpool is Johnston. Trying to get round his man, he did, and Rush! 2-0. It's so easy, Liverpool style. Sammy Lee forward, and Craig Johnston up against Glenn Roeder, gets round the back and puts in a simple chance for Ian Rush to score his 23rd goal of the season. Johnston, the creator. Rush, as always, the finisher. 2-0 to Liverpool inside the first half hour. Waddle for Newcastle, whose task now is doubly difficult. Very rarely do Liverpool lose a 2-goal lead. It has happened, but not very often. And Ian Rush there might have put this cup match beyond Newcastle's reach. We shall see. McCreary. Ryan. Referee says play on, and Lawrenson finds Rush. Here's Lee. So with a quarter of an hour to go in the first half, Liverpool lead 2-0. The goal scorers, Robinson and Rush. Bad mistake by Alan Hansen. Peter Beardsley takes on Lawrenson, who beats him. Beautiful tackle. Immaculate. Lee down the line, and Johnston, who's currently enjoying his football, will be delighted with the part he played in that second goal. Ryan. Saunders. Roeder. McDermott. Wharton's made the run again, and he tried to get it back to Keegan at first. He's now in the centre as Keegan, but it's not coming over. A marvellous crowd, and some good quality second division football may not be enough for Newcastle here, because Liverpool in this mood are a mean machine. They're 2 up and they're coming forward again with rush. Dermot. Oh, Robinson, a nice turn. There are players backing him up too, one of them being Johnston. Nichols in the penalty area, so is Rush. This time Johnston's pass, nothing like as good. Now the cock can be heard, loud and clear. And it was in the face of McQuarrie by Souness. Looked accidental to me from here.
Entirely accidental. I know sometimes Graham Souness has a reputation, but on that occasion both were going for the ball and it was unfortunate. But I must say that the power of the Liverpool side is what's been apparent to me tonight. Craig Johnston's run there, the reason he created that goal at the end of the day was that he had the capacity to hold up a challenge and the determination to win it come what may. I mean, the defender was in just as good position really to prevent that cross, but he wouldn't be beaten. They win the tussles. They're so strong man for man physically. And we can actually have a look at that tackle now. You can see coming up now, McQuarrie thinks he can get the ball there, and he's actually taken his leg down Souness there. He was taking it away at that moment once he realised that the ball had gone. But atmosphere tremendous. It was wonderful to see the Newcastle fans when they were 1-0 down, John, still smiling and feeling that their team could somehow pull them back into the game. And they're still battling away, but I somehow feel now that Liverpool, once they've got command of a game like this, won't lose it.
Well, McQuarrie has recovered. Newcastle have possession. It's Keegan to Anderson. Keegan let it go through his legs, but Lawrenson saw it coming. If you've tuned in the last few minutes, Liverpool lead here by 2-0. It's Rush on the ball. Kennedy. Lee. Dermot. It's well played by Beardsley. Might have been shoved a bit there by Hansen. The referee saw nothing amiss. Here's Nicol. Neal joins the attack. Robinson out right. Nicol. Lee. And here's Rush. And he got round Saunders, but Thomas blocked it well. If that had come over from Rush, Robinson would almost certainly have scored. So a corner to Liverpool, to be taken by Sammy Lee, if he can get the ball through the screeners. Nicol was up, Kennedy was forward, and it was volleyed away by John Anderson. Here's Hansen, and now Neal. And Johnston's on his way again. Here's Rush. Here's Nicol. Nicol. Goal scorers, if you missed one or both. Robinson after 8 minutes, number 7. And the second goal was scored by Ian Rush, number 9, and he's in again. Newcastle's error, and Thomas had to save them. Defence anxious and uncertain because the pace and alertness of Rush is always a threat. Here he is again. Johnston. Lee. Still, those supporters give their team tremendous backing. They don't believe the game is lost by a long way. Here's Rush. Now, can Newcastle break here with Waddle? Too long. Johnston, Rush, Johnston again. Not the pass that Nicol would have appreciated. Keegan, as often happens when Newcastle is struggling, has gone further back to try to lend a hand in a deeper position. On his way forward again now. It'll be Anderson to take the free kick, and there's plenty to aim at up there. And Grobbelaar decides to come and meet Keegan, very calmly too. Good kick by the Liverpool goalkeeper. Roda had to head it down to Souness. Johnston got in the way. So did Nicol. Rush. Wharton for Newcastle. And Keegan just can't find space. Liverpool players on their mettle when he gets the ball. Which is totally understandable because this match was in danger of being built up around one man. Nicol. Interception by Saunders. Nicol again, a good ball to Rush. Oh, he hits them from anywhere. Fierce effort with the left foot. Good save too. Nicol, a good ball back, sensible play. Rush, an instant shot. Thomas responding well down by his post. There'll be a delay while Ian Liversidge, the Newcastle physiotherapist, comes on to treat John Anderson. Just a reminder of the goal times. Michael Robinson after 8 minutes and Ian Rush after 29. A mild January night, lots of excited faces. A cup tie which has so far gone entirely Liverpool's way. They have the corner and Johnston's up and they force another one. Just over 5 minutes left in the first half. Away by Saunders, only as far as Neil. That's his volley, and it's going right across, nowhere. So Newcastle peg back again here. This is McCreary. Nicol beats him, having a good match, Steve Nicol. Rushes up again. Danger here. Souness. Deflected by Keegan. McDermott, who's not been in the match very much so far. And he hasn't helped Newcastle's cause there either. Rush to Robinson, back to Rush. Johnston is forward too. But if you give the ball away like that against Liverpool, you're asking for trouble. Lawrenson's header. Here's McDermott. Peter Beardsley. Newcastle have found it so difficult to get past the individual Liverpool defenders, who all seem to be on their game tonight. Tackles have been coming in decisively. Rush, chaser of a lost cause there. Beardsley. Neal's in so quickly. How well he reads the game. Bill Neal, brilliant. Robinson's through. Well saved by the goalkeeper as Anderson challenged Robinson, but the man who dictated the play there, Bill Neal. There's Kennedy. John Anderson with the header. McCreary for Newcastle. Anderson again. Lofted up towards Beardsley, but those high balls Liverpool can deal with quite comfortably. Roda. Wharton. Souness, the whistle had already gone for an offside further up the field. Johnston heading on for Sammy Lee. This is Ryan. England under 21 man, John Ryan. Roda now coming out of defence. Wharton. And McDermott's made his run, but again the defence holds firm. There's a measured confidence about that Liverpool back four tonight. Lawrenson particularly seems to be in very steady form. Kennedy. Anderson is in the way, but Kennedy's still there. There's support in the centre if he can get it in. Saunders' clearance to Keegan. Only one player upfield for Newcastle, it's Waddle. It was a good ball from Keegan, forcing Lawrenson to hurry. So the last minute of the first half of this third round FA Cup tie at Anfield. Liverpool 2, Newcastle United 0. McDermott for Newcastle looks for Keegan. Neal did well to reach it. Saunders. First half played in a very good spirit and well controlled by Keith Hackett. Lee to Johnston. And Robinson's there. Rush is coming in. Offside against Johnston. Well, Liverpool made a good enough opening there to have gone 3-0 up. Didn't apply the finish, but the Newcastle defence, which has been seen to be of rather less than firm substance in certain second division games this season, look to be leaking again. So a brisk and buoyant first half for Liverpool. Michael Robinson gave them the lead after 8 minutes on his return after an ankle injury in Kenny Dalglish's place, and Ian Rush made it 2-0 after 29 minutes. The players leaving the field with the Newcastle fans still giving them warm applause, but frankly their team have been made to look second class up to now, and that's a compliment to Liverpool, who seem to have risen to the occasion themselves and look determined not to allow a shock result to happen. But in the cup you never know, and when Keegan's around and McDermott, the second half could produce some surprises.